You are now officially inside with Noni Ayana. Thank you for joining me. Tonight, we are talking about how to spice up your sexual life with and without sex. Is that even possible, you might ask? Yes, it is. So, as always, thank you for joining me 10 p.m. every Sunday. And for those who are viewing me via Periscope, yes, my shirt says Diamond Hymen. If you're not sure what the hymen is, go ahead and look that up. Just Google it. What is the hymen? Or the hymen, excuse me. I just added a D to that word. So, if you want to view me via Periscope, those who are listening to me live over orangeroomradio.com, you can always download the app Periscope and you can view me that way. And you can join in on the conversation because on Periscope, we actually have a conversation. You are actually able to respond to me, ask questions and different things like that, and I can answer or respond to you live during the show. So that's a great thing to have. And like I said before, you can send me an email, noniayanashow@gmail.com, and I can respond to you that way. And hopefully I can answer the questions that you have. But I did notice that tonight, or this particular show, is the last show of the year, the last show for 2015. So I figured I would give you some tools, some helpful suggestions as to how to spice up your sexual life with and without sex, because you can you can be a sexual being without actually having sex, is what I want you to know. So I thought the show was going to be very important for you to take into the new year, whether you are in a relationship or not. I actually have some information to share for the individuals who are single as well. So those of you who are viewing me via Periscope, please feel free to share. And hello, feel free to share the show. I want to see many, many hearts flying through the air as I talk about the subject of the evening. But first, I want to thank you all for being an avid listener and reader of my website as well throughout the year of 2015. I have taught many people many things, but I've learned a lot about people and about myself. So it's been a very challenging yet educational year for both my audience and for me. So I just want to thank you for your continued support as I continue this journey in sexology. So, and Periscope is very new to me as well. So that's been an awesome experience. And I thank you all for watching the show. And if you are not able to watch live, I do add my Periscope videos to my YouTube channel, so you can watch the show there. So you can always go to my YouTube channel and you can subscribe there. And so every video that I make, you can view it there. So that's an awesome thing as well. And just so you know, before I get into the topic at hand, just so you know, for those people who are interested in pelvic health, as in Kegels, and knowing how to tighten your vaginal canal, for whatever reason you are deciding to do so, I will be putting a new series of videos on my YouTube channel reviewing the various medical devices that are available to women when it comes to pelvic health and tightening the pelvic floor muscle, and I'm going to get more into that next year as to why that's important and the advantages to that. And of course, as I said in the last show, strengthening the pelvic floor muscle not only helps with incontinence and it controls many other things that's going on with the body when it comes to the reproductive organs, but it's also important when it comes to strengthening and lengthening the orgasm. And that's for both men and women. I realized that there were some exercises that men could do to strengthen their pelvic muscle as well, because you too can control your orgasm and you can control your ejaculation with learning how to tighten the pelvic floor muscles in the male body as well. So it's a phenomenal thing to learn, and the research has been eye-opening for me, and I really want to dive deep into that so I can really educate my listeners and viewers on the importance of that. Okay, but tonight we're going to talk about, as I said before, how to spice up your sexual life with and without sex. Right. So I want to start with the obvious things. When it comes to the obvious things of how to spice up your sexual life, of course, you can. There are many things that we already try, right? So I want to start out with the obvious things like new sexual positions. I know there are many couples, believe it or not, that are very, when it comes to sexual positions, they kind of have the go-to sexual positions, right? So we all are familiar with the missionary position, right? Where he is on top or your partner is on top. And when it comes to heterosexual sex, at least, when the male partner is on top and she's on the bottom and her legs are open, and right. So we are familiar with that position, but there are other positions. There are new positions that you can try to kind of help up your your sex life, or try to spice up your sex life. Excuse me. Now, I will say this: if you are not familiar with other sexual positions aside the ones that you already know, you can simply Google it. There are many articles out there that suggest different sexual positions for you. As a matter of fact, there may be a show that I have done via, whether it was on the radio, whether it was on Orange Room Radio, or whether I discuss it within a blog on my website. There are many ways to learn new positions, sexual positions for you and your partner. You can either Google it, you can research it on the internet, or there are many books to buy as well that kind of show you the different positions, and they're right in Barnes and Nobles or whatever your local bookstore is. And if you are a little weary of actually going into a public bookstore and buying a book on different sexual positions, that's what the internet is for, which is a great thing, where you can go online and purchase. There are many books available for that. So those items, those resources are available to you. That is one easy way to spice up your sexual life, is by trying new positions. Okay. Now, some people would be like, yeah, of course, that's pretty obvious. But there are many people that are just kind of stuck in their routine, especially if you've been together for a really long time. If you have married couples, especially, that's been together for, 10, 20, 30 years, sometimes you can get, you can kind of become too comfortable with the positions that will quickly get you there, that will quickly cause you to climax. So there's fun in learning something new. There's fun in learning new positions, okay? Another way to spice up your sex life is, and if you see me looking down, I'm actually looking at my notes. Another way to spice up your sex life is having sex in a new place, right? So many of us become, we get really comfortable in having sex in only the bedroom. And there's so many rooms in the house to explore, okay? So not only do you have the bedroom, you have the kitchen. Some people believe that's unsanitary, some don't care. So for those that don't care about having sex in the kitchen, please feel free to do so. That's what we have bleach for. That's what we have cleaners for, okay? In the kitchen, in the living room, in the bathroom is awesome. In the shower is really great. On the stairs is a great way. Exactly, clean the kitchen. On the stairs is a great way because you can bend over, and the man has many different steps that he can position himself lower or higher to kind of get up in that vaginal canal and really stroke it the way he wants to stroke it. So I love the stairs. Some people dare to go in spaces outside of the traditional home, like outside in the front yard. Has anybody ever had any front yard sex? You can do it late at night where there's a little, there's some dense vegetation where you can kind of hide behind that or beside it, you know what I'm saying? So you can have fun in your backyard or your front yard. And have some great, awesome sex, right? So try some other places other than the bedroom. Hello, hi. Try some other places in the bedroom other than the bedroom, okay? because I know the bedroom can get a bit mundane and boring and predictable, right? So, oh, someone says I did it on the beach and on the football field. Nice. Okay. Ooh, all that open space on the football field. Was it in the end zone? So I love it. I love it. Yes. Explore. Have fun with the sex. I think we take sex too seriously sometimes. Oh, someone says my neighbors are too noisy. Too nosy. Yes. Yes. And he said on the 50-yard line. All right. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. We do have the case of the nosy neighbor. So you have to be strategic in how you're going to position yourself, pun intended, as to how you're going to get that great sex going and not be disturbed with the nosy neighbor. So you may want to try the backyard, up on the deck, that sort of thing, or maybe like closer up against the house where they can't really see you. So you know where you live, you know your surroundings, you know what I'm saying? Some have the advantage of living in an apartment where you have the balcony and it has the dividers on both sides of the balcony, so you can get away with much sex there. But the point is to be, to explore your surroundings a little bit and be more adventurous with your sex life. And this kind of minimizes the boredom when it comes to sexuality, especially if you've been fucking the same person for a long time. Sometimes you just need to change up a little bit, right? And make things a bit more daring, a bit more fun. And really that's a great way to kind of learn each other, and learn different positions, because sometimes when you are in a new space having sex, it forces you to learn a new position. Right? So if you're outside, you have no choice but to bend over. Okay, someone says on Periscope here that sex in the car is awkward. It can be awkward for some people. For some people, it's really sexy to have sex in the car. I have had my fair share of back seat sex. Depending on the car, it can be really awesome because you can really maneuver the body in so many different strange ways. It can be awkward, but take it as a learning experience, you know what I'm saying? And to be honest with you, it doesn't have to be full on sex. If sex in the car is awkward, you really can just do a lot of foreplay in the car and then have sex in the house. You know what I'm saying? So split it up. Just kind of take it to the back seat and have a lot of foreplay, a lot of necking and kissing and sucking, and different things like that. Somebody has here that the excitement of getting caught. Yes. TMI, I have gotten caught. I have gotten caught in the car. It was it was kind of exhilarating actually for someone to look in the car and realize what you're doing. Yeah. Oh, someone says now in the back of the pickup under the stars was great. I can only imagine what that is like on a nice summer night. You know what I'm saying? You see nothing but a full moon and the stars. Wow, that has to be awesome. If she's on her back and she gets to see all that as she orgasms, I can only imagine how great of a feeling that was. Exactly. Yes, that can be pretty awesome. So, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to you for being able to have sex in the abnormal place. Yes. And that's a great thing. When you're outside and when you're in a different place, yes, you can be as loud as you want to. Exactly. Depending upon your surroundings. So yes, having sex in a new place can totally be awesome. Even if it's in the closet of your bedroom and it's nice and compact. Like I said, it forces you to try and discover new positions that you've never tried before, because it seems, it's like those 1 or 2 positions that will only work in that space. And that's how it is in the car, right? In the car. So yes, that can be an awesome thing. So I suggest, try it. There's nothing wrong with that. Only you and your partner know about it unless you decide to share with a close friend. But it's really just about discovery. That's really all that it's about. How about this? Adding adult novelties and toys to your sexual play. I've mentioned this before in previous shows about adding, dildos. And I was in a particular sex store not too long ago, and I saw a wonderful candle. It was kind of like this multifunctional candle. It was a candle, and then it was a lubricant, and then it also provided some aromatherapy, if you will, to the atmosphere. I thought that was pretty awesome. I want to say one of the lubricants that I found that was a candle also served as a massage oil. So for those who are not into extreme play, this is a great way to introduce an adult novelty into your sex play. So there's something, that's pretty innocent, that's not too extreme. A simple candle. We've all experienced a lit candle. Well, many of us have experienced a lit candle to kind of soften the mood and make the space more romantic. There is a candle, even 50 Shades of Grey. 50 Shades of Grey is not just a movie, but they actually have an entire adult novelty line dedicated to spicing up your sex life. And they actually have a candle. It's a massage oil, it's a candle, and it's a lubricant all in one. Amazing. So I would say try that out. And if you're not comfortable with it being a massage oil or something like that, you can at least use it to kind of lighten the mood, literally. So yes, candles are great, and you can kind of use the candle in different spaces. Someone says sharing the shower. They say they didn't like it. Going to the sex store is like foreplay for me. It gets me hot and ready. Someone says that. Awesome. And that's really what it's for. Going to a sex store with your partner can be a lot of fun. This is a great way to figure out what your partner does and does not like. And the great thing about that is you can pick out the toy or adult novelty together. That's an awesome experience. And you really get to learn your partner that way. So at this point, you can say, I like this, I don't like this, I'm willing to try this, I'm not willing to try that. It encourages dialogue. Yeah, and that's really what it's for. That's what this show is about. This is about encouraging dialogue between you and your partner so you can kind of discover yourselves over and over again. You can discover yourself, and you can continuously discover your partner and learn new things about yourself and your partner, things you may have never learned before. And the wonderful thing about discovering your partner and yourself is that we all go throughout changes. We all go through changes throughout our lives, and we all go through these different phases, and sometimes we go through different sexual phases. So how you are in your teens may not be who you are in your 20s, and who you are in your 20s may not be who you are in your 30s, and who you are in your 30s may not be who you are in your 40s, and so on and so forth. You may change. You may want to try new things. There's certain things you may not want to do anymore. So as we go through these changes, so will your sexuality, okay? And you will discover these things about yourself, which is an awesome thing. So when you go into the sex store, it's filled with all these different toys and novelties. And it's like, oh my gosh, what do I go to? Do I try anal? Do I try, porn? Do we want to get porn? Do we want to try something simple like a blindfold, which is awesome, right? You can go from the blindfold to a masturbator. You can go from there to something that vibrates to a cock ring. There's so many different options in the adult novelty store. So I think it's a great idea for a date. Just you and your partner. It doesn't have to be formal. It doesn't have to be something that just something sporadic. Someone says, oh no blindfold. They want to see what's going on. I totally understand that everybody is not game for that. However, some people are. So I suggest if you're willing to go out on a limb, if you really trust your partner, right? That's really something. That's a trust thing. If you really trust your partner, there's nothing wrong with a blindfold. What the blindfold does is that it increases the senses. So if you can't see, then you have to rely on your other senses to fully experience what's going on. So if you can't see, you're gonna definitely be trying to hear what's going on. You're going to smell what's going on. You're going to really taste what's going on. The sense of touch is going to be heightened. So that's why the blindfold is a wonderful thing in that regard. And one of my listeners saying my freakiness level is a 6 out of 10. Well, at least you're over halfway. I will say that. Someone else says the games are fun, truth or dare. Oh, yes, truth or dare. Now, that's nice. Okay, I will say that. Let's see. Someone says, what's your rating? Take a poll. What is my rating? If it was a 6 out of 10 and I would rate my own sexuality, oh my gosh. I'm sure I would probably be a 10 or more. Okay. All consensual, of course. I don't want anyone to think that I am, if I'm going to be the freak, okay, if I'm going to freak and my level is a 10 out of 1 is an 11 out of between a 1 and a 10, it is all consensual. It is all something I want to do. Well, I wasn't pressured to do it under duress or anything like this. Is something I want to do, but that is who I am. Okay. I will admit that I am much more free with my sexuality. So, there it is. Okay. Usually sexologists don't really they don't really disclose their own sexual preferences, but I'm willing to do that for my listeners and viewers tonight for the last show of the year. So I'll do that. Okay. There you have it. Anyway, so we talked about new positions. We talked about a new place to have sex. We talked about adult novelties and toys and different things like that and going to the store. This also includes lubricants. Okay, I talked about lubricants on a show, was it last week or week before last? I talked about lubricants, and that is, by the way, available on YouTube, where I talk about condom safety and lubricants. I found a new reason why women should use lubricants on a regular basis, okay? And someone says KY jelly is a must. I'm not much of an advocate for KY jelly. I am told that it tends to cause a lot of irritation in the vaginal canal. There are many lubricants available, whether it's water-based, oil-based, or silicone-based, okay? And I provide a little education about that on another show. However, I will say that one great reason to use personal lubricants is because it acts as a protectant for the vaginal walls, especially for women over time. As we get older, the vaginal walls, they're as we age, it will, that sometimes the tissue will break down, and lubricants help preserve the integrity of the vaginal environment. So I would suggest for women not to say, somebody's saying I had a bad experience and I was sore for the next 4 days. Yes, exactly. It helps protect the vaginal environment because it's like that added coating of lubricant. Now, using lubricant does not mean that you have a problem getting wet, and it doesn't mean that your partner is incapable of arousing you where that they are incapable of making you wet, quote unquote. Not to say that at all. Adding lubricant to your sexual play is really for added comfort, okay? It does prevent dryness, yes, but it also heightens sensation, okay? So this is why I suggest to many women, so when you buy your toys and whatnot, to make sure you get a good sized bottle of lubricant and find the lubricant that is compatible with your vaginal environment, whatever causes you no irritation, okay? Whether that be water-based, silicone-based, or oil-based. And we have some people who choose to use natural lubricants such as coconut oil or flaxseed oil or different things like that. That is totally up to you. Just make sure that it's something that won't cause a disruption within your vaginal environment. Or within, that doesn't cause an imbalance in your pH. But regular use of lubricant, like I said, it really protects the vaginal canal. So over years, ladies, as you grow older and you go into menopause, because, all of those things are inevitable, this keeps your vaginal environment intact, okay? So I would recommend that you use lubricants on a regular basis. That's all I'm saying. And gosh, while I'm saying this, I hope to develop my own product of personal lubricant, and you best believe when I do so that it will be herbal and it will be organic. Okay, so hopefully I'll be coming out with that soon, because I'm a true believer in maintaining a healthy pH balance, and I'm a strong advocate for making sure whatever you put up in there is something that won't cause any problems, okay? Because I'm real particular about the lubricants that I use, and the one lubricant that I do use on a regular basis is by Sliquid. It's Sliquid Organics. And it's the one that has the heightened sensation added to it. Okay, that's the one that I use. It's about $14.95, $99 for the bottle, and it is awesome. Okay, So that's just my little tidbit there. So another one. Oh, someone says, I never thought I needed lube because I'm always wet like an ocean. I'm totally going to try it now. Yes, that's what I'm saying. You can be wet all day. It's great. But what I'm saying is it definitely helps provide that extra protection for your walls. I will say this. Female ejaculation, if you are an ejaculator, if you are a squirter, that is another good way to keep the vaginal canal lubricated as well. Okay? And that's for those who know how to work their body in that way. And I'll also be doing another video on that as well. Female ejaculate is an awesome lubrication. That's all I got to say. But everyone doesn't know how to train their bodies in their way to ejaculate enough to do that. So I'm working on research for that as well. So I'll be coming up with some videos for that as well. So not only new positions, a new place to have sex can be awesome. Adding adult novelties and toys and lubricants to your sexual play is another great way to spice up your sexual life with sex. Role play. Role play is also awesome. Nothing wrong with being the naughty housewife or the naughty nurse or whatever you want to call it. We have some people that like the role play of aggression in their sexual play. Some people take it what someone would consider to the extreme and they act out different scenes. There are some people that actually act out sexual assault and rape scenes. I know it may sound a little bit far-fetched to some people, but this is something people do. I actually remember watching a video where a particular girl, her fantasy was to just be sexually conquered. All of this is consensual, by the way. This is not forced sexual play. This is all consensual. They actually planned a scene where he would ride around and she kind of dressed in this trench coat. And she was kind of acting as a streetwalker or a street worker. And he drove up to her and she kind of leaned into the car and she kind of did the whole, what do you want, daddy? And told him how much it would be. And she kind of, she got in the car and they kind of drive off, and then he stops, and then she gets out the car, and then he kind of tackles her behind this big rock, and he kind of forces himself into her, and she was loving it. Yeah, some people would say it's too freaky for them, but this is what turned people on. And my thing is this: if it's safe, if it's consensual, and if it's sane, do you, okay? It was all planned, it was all consensual, so as far as I'm concerned, it was okay, but that's what they wanted to do. Of course, they've gotten some backlash from, one or two friends about that, but hey, like I said, do you. Whatever makes you happy, whatever turns you on, as long as my thing is, as long as it's consensual, and that person said, okay, I'm willing to do that, then hey, okay? And that's when you need to know how to communicate your wants and desires to your partner. This is what I like. This is what I don't like. I don't like you smacking me on my ass, blah, blah, blah. Someone says, I like the forced stuff, but the other, I'd laugh if I dressed like a maid, right? Someone says, yes, you do your thing. Exactly. Do your thing if that's you. You know what I'm saying? Everybody does not have to agree on the type of sexual play that they like. Everyone's on a different level. As someone said on Periscope, this is why out of 1 to 10, your level might be a 3. Someone else's level may be a 6 or a 5 or a 10. That's on them, okay? And it's really not about it's not a competition. You do what's comfortable for you, okay? This show is, like I said, how to spice up your sex life. It's about getting comfortable with your sex life. It's about understanding what your sexual boundaries are. And when you know what your sexual boundaries and limits are, you actually create an environment for you to really enjoy sex, because you know what you want and you know what you don't want. Okay? So you are really setting yourself up for sexual success, actually. Okay? So we talk about role play quickies. Never underestimate the power of the quickie. I know we have some women out there who want to be made love to on a regular basis. They want the ooh and the ah, and they want the soap opera, and they want the hot sex scene that they saw in the movies, and that's great. But an awesome, quick, powerful, sexy quickie can really make your day, especially in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Ladies, when they say spooning turns to forking, yes. If you're laying on your side, you know how some of us tend to pretend like we're laying on our side when we're asleep. So we kind of toot that ass up a little bit. And of course, he's already rock hard first thing in the morning. So, you make sure you back that ass up right up on him. You know what I'm saying? First thing in the morning. And trust me, and usually that pussy is nice and wet and ripe and ready for entry, right? So you do that quickie first thing in the morning. Ain't nobody got time to make love first thing in the morning, okay? Everybody don't have time for that. We're trying to get to work and make money. So what I'm saying is, let them slide on up in there and get a few quick good strokes in there. You know what I'm saying? A good thing about the quickie as well is that particular body position, it's great for tapping up against that G spot because it's at the roof of the vagina. So that's a great way to tap on that G spot and make her come and he come and everybody's happy first thing in the morning. You can go off to your job and you may not even like your job, but you are extremely happy. You know what I'm saying? You've had your quickie morning sex, you've got your Starbucks, you're ready to start your day. Yeah, how can it be better than that? You know what I'm saying? So never underestimate the quickie. Now, my thing is, if all you have is quickies, that's a different show. Okay, every now and then, sometimes you really need to really explore the body and have some long, intimate sex. You know what I'm saying? So, yes, the quickie first thing in the morning is awesome. Okay, but every now and then, you need to make a date where you truly, really indulge in your partner, and that's when you take your time and you give that partner long, slow, continuous strokes, okay? And you try all the positions when you do that. And you can set up the scene and you can make it romantic. You can light the candles and do all you want to do. But every now and then we need that, okay? We need that. Not necessarily just for the sex, but for the intimacy, for the closeness, okay? And just for the true enjoyment of your partner. That's when you really get to truly enjoy all the body parts and all the different feels of your partner when you take your time. Okay, that's the advantage of the what they call the love making, if you want to call it that. Okay, but the quickie is a great way to spice up your sex life. Okay. So you have the quickie, and then we have those who do other things like threesomes. So some people choose to go the threesome route. Everybody doesn't like the threesome. Everybody is not in the mood to share. They have no interest in sharing their partner. I totally understand that, but we do have some people who are in relationships who don't mind sharing every now and then. They have a threesome, and there's a whole nother system when it comes to choosing a partner for the threesome. And I actually I am in the middle of writing a book for that when it comes to threesome, so look out for that. But it's called someone says no sharing. Totally get it. I have a threesome called Third Party, the couple's guide to threesome etiquette. So you have that, and then you have swinging. That's another way people spice up their sexual life with sex by swinging with other couples. And swinging pretty much means that you meet another couple and the couple has sex with another couple, okay, which is totally different than a threesome. A threesome means threesome, three people. Whether it's two men and one woman, two women and one man, all women, all men. Okay, threesome, three. All right. When it's two couples, or more than one couple rather, it's swinging. You just literally, one couple is having sex with the other couple and you swap with partners and different things like that. Okay. So that's one way people choose to spice up their sexual life. Okay. So that's another thing. Eating foods that increase the libido. I don't have my list with me right now, but I do know that people tend to do that. Of course, pineapples is the biggie. And someone actually asked me, if I can find that question, someone actually asked me, let's see, if I can find that comment. She asked me about, let's see, she said, I want to know why everyone uses sweet food during sex. Are they trying to get infections? Now, there's a couple of ways to use it when she says sweet foods. Number one, either you can consume the food, because people tend to eat a lot of fruit to make their secretion sweeter. So you have women that tend to eat pineapples or a lot of fruit to make their vaginal secretion sweet. So when a man eats her pussy, he tastes the sweet juices. Now you have some women that are just naturally sweet, so you won't have to do that. And if you have a relatively healthy diet, if you don't smoke, if you're not drinking alcohol on a basis where you have an addiction, basically, but if you have a relatively healthy diet, you're eating a lot of good, healthy fruits and leafy greens, and you don't eat a lot of fried foods and different things like that, your vaginal secretion will be just fine. You really won't have to worry about that. But some people, they say, I don't really care for the whole eat the pineapples thing, because how often are you going to eat pineapple? That's my thing. You can't eat pineapple every day. You know what I'm saying? If he's just like a cunnilingus connoisseur, you know what I'm saying? You just need to have a healthy diet, period. Okay? But I will say that smoking really makes cum bitter. It makes it very bitter. And it can have a really nasty taste. If you have a very meat-heavy diet, if you have a very acidic diet, that will affect what you taste like, both men and women, okay? So my thing is this: if you are consuming healthy, then your cum will be healthy, and it will taste great. It'll be fine. And sometimes it's psychological. Sometimes it's really just a matter of that person being so into you that they just love the way you taste because of who you are to them. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it can be like that. Now, if you are inserting things, not consuming, but if you are inserting things like fruit into the vagina or whipped cream or things like that, that's when you really need to be careful, because all of those things aren't really necessarily healthy for the vaginal canal, and it could cause an imbalance in your pH. So I would be careful with that. I don't suggest whipped cream. Whipped cream is definitely, it can make your environment just yeast. That's all I gotta say. Bacterial infection can definitely happen with whipped cream. Okay, that's all I'm saying. So no to that. Okay, so those of you who tried the whipped cream and then you realized that you were itching later, it's because of the whipped cream. Don't do it. Do not do it. I don't care for dairy down there, period. No kind of dairy. All right, because that's processed and you don't want that. So yeah, I know people like the strawberries and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, I wouldn't say, maybe topical. You can just put it on top of the labia, that sort of thing. I'm really not all that big on fruit or sweet things. Now you do have you do have lubricants, personal lubricants that are sweet, that are made to be ingested when when you're eating the pussy or sucking the dick. They have these flavored lubricants, and that's one thing, because a lot of those lubricants are they have to be approved by certain laws and regulations and different things like that. So they can't have all kind of crap out there that you eating up, and next thing you know, you sick and you got all kind of stuff going on. So be careful with that too, as far as I'm concerned. Okay, maybe I need to come up with that. Maybe I need to come up with a personal edible lubricant that is safe to ingest. While you putting it on these penises and pussies and things like that. Everyone is out there trying all kind of different stuff, but you need to be careful. When you buy these different things, you need to consider, what is this going to possibly do to my body or to my partner? Or is this going to possibly cause me an infection or different things like that? So if you try something once and you realize that there was an irritation afterwards, please stop. Please don't use it anymore and try something else. So do some research. You know what I'm saying? The information is out there. It's available to you. It's on various websites as to things you can and cannot use when it comes to having sex. Okay, so just be mindful of that. That's all I'm saying. Moving on to other things. We talked about the quickie, and I talk about the quickie during in the morning, but just morning sex, period. Someone says ice is safe. Right? Ice definitely adds that cooling sensation. Some people are stimulated by that. And right, ice is safe. It's water. You can't get no safer than water. True. So I will agree with that. Morning sex, period, can be a great way to spice up the sex life. I know people don't like the morning thing because, you know, everybody, it ain't like you just brush your teeth and, you know what I'm saying, and hair is all over the place, and, you know what I'm saying, you probably got on flannel pajamas and all that. I understand that, but morning sex can be an awesome thing. I think that's a great way to wake your partner up, is by sex. What is a better way to show your partner that you truly appreciate their body and their sensualness and all that great stuff by having sex with them? I think it's hot. I really do. I love morning sex. It's awesome. It's a great way to start the day. I don't know how many times I can say that. Okay? So if you are in a slump, if you are in a sexual slump with your partner, try waking them up with a nice, hard, stiff dick, is all I'm saying. Okay? Hey, and I've heard of women waking up and giving their man head. I've heard of, you know, eating pussy first thing in the morning. You know, we got some germaphobes out there that don't want you eating their pussy after your mouth been closed all night and all kind of bacteria and things have had time to grow and build up in your mouth. You got some germaphobes out there. However, if you want to minimize that, try brushing your teeth and rinsing your mouth out with a good strong mouth rinse before you go to sleep. That will minimize that, and hopefully that'll put your partner's mind at ease if they're just such a germaphobe that they don't want you touching their body first thing in the morning. Or if you are you know, worried about your body being clean, you know, make sure that you have a shower before you get into the bed. You know, there's things to do. There's different ways you can handle that, okay? What I'm trying to do is, you know, relax you, okay? Relax you, help you relieve some stress, okay? I mean, my gosh, I really do believe that the world would be a better place if more of us was having better sex. You don't even have to have more sex. I just want you to have better sex, is what I'm saying. Have a better sexual life. Be more in tune with your sexual self. We would be in a much better place if we were all more relaxed sexually. You know what I'm saying? Because you could just be masturbating and be straight. Okay? Someone says if you and your partner can't have morning sex, something is wrong. I will say if you've been with someone for a while, you should be able to have morning sex. If you cannot have morning sex specifically, I would really be interested in why that is the case. Like, really. Yeah, you should be comfortable enough to be able to wake up in the morning and just have straight. Now, you don't have to kiss. You don't have to kiss. You don't have to do any of that shit. When I say quickie in the morning, I mean straight dick and pussy. I'm not talking about making love. Y'all probably don't even look at each other. You know what I'm saying? You're just waking up. You might be half asleep, but that dick is awake, is what I'm saying. Okay? If anybody is awake, it's the penis. He is awake first thing in the morning. All right? And trust me, he will appreciate it. He will gladly, and he will probably be more prone to give you some sex if you wake him up first thing in the morning with it. Okay? So we talk about morning sex. Exercising to decrease the, I found an article, it was on, if I can find it, Business Insider. It was, the name of the article is called 10 Scientifically Proven Ways to Spice Up Your Sex Life. And one of the ways they included was to exercise, to decrease the risk of erectile dysfunction. And, you know, scientists are saying that ED has a lot to do with poor physical health. So if you exercise on a regular basis, both the man and the woman, you can definitely, you know, be more in shape, you know, and have more energy when you're exercising on a regular basis, and having more sex, right? You're burning calories and you're being more active. Okay. So someone is saying they appreciate the show tonight. Thank you. I appreciate you for watching. So yes, exercising can definitely help with better sex if you're both out of shape. And that's one thing about the car sex and the sex in the various places. If you're too out of shape to do it, that can be a problem, right? So this is why exercising is a great thing. Exercising also increases your flexibility. Someone says toys are how I'm getting through my 40s. No partner, no problem. Thank you. Exactly. Toys are awesome. Yes. And I digress a little bit, but the great thing about toys is that there are so many different things to choose from that the toy itself doesn't have to be intimidating, and this is why people kind of stay away from toys and adult novelties, because when you think toys and novelties, you think, people think kind of like the more extreme types of toys, but it can be something really simple. Okay, it can be a feather, something as light as a feather, something as less intimidating as a feather, because you can really just literally tickle the fancy. Okay, because the feather allows you to experience different sensations, and that's what the feather is all about. So yes, exercise. Another great thing to spice up your sexual life is what I found in another article called 30 Ways on How to Spice Up Your Sex Life. Many of these suggestions are straight from me, but I just looked up one or two articles to see if there was anything I was missing. And this particular article mentioned acting on your mood. Someone says don't use toys that have to plug into a wall socket. Yeah, I wouldn't suggest that. Not at all. Battery operated, okay? And clean it with soap and water. And don't leave it with your pussy juices all on it. Clean it, okay? Clean it and store it in a cool place. FYI. As I was saying, act on your mood. If your partner turns you on, if there's something about your partner that they did that day, or something that they wore, or something that they said, feel free to say it. If your partner, say for instance, they something that they said made you laugh, or something that they said turned you on, there's nothing wrong with saying, you know what, when you said that, that really turned me on. Or I love it when you wear your beard this way, or I love it when you shave your mustache this way, or I love it when you get your hair cut this way, or whatever. Say it. Act on your mood. And if you feel like hugging your partner really tight, go ahead and hug your partner really tight. If you feel like hugging or holding your partner's hand, go ahead and do it. If you know what I'm saying? Act on your mood. If you feel sexy and your partner is feeling sexy, do something sexy with your partner. For some reason, we tend to hold back on that sort of thing. We tend to keep those things inside of us. I don't know why that is. Because we will act on our mood if we're angry. If we're angry with our partner, if we don't want to talk to our partner, if there's something that they said that made us totally upset, we have no problem expressing that. Someone says communication is 50% of good sex, and I would say communication is literally like 100% of good sex, because that's the only way your partner is going to know what you want. Okay? Is with effective communication. And that's why going to the adult toy and novelty store is good, because this encourages dialogue. As I was saying before, and I said act on your mood, that encourages dialogue, because when you act on your mood, and then if it's a good thing, then your partner feels more appreciated. Your partner senses that want and that need to be close, and you're more likely to share of yourself and be more intimate if your partner is showing those types of things, that type of love and appreciation towards you. Would you not? If my partner is openly showing that he cares and openly showing that he loves me and is you know what I'm saying, I'm more likely to be open and intimate with him, because he's showing that to me. And that's why I say act on your mood. If your partner makes you feel good, then show them that you are making me feel good, and I want to show that towards you. If your partner is not making you feel good on a regular basis, then you probably need to rethink what is going on in your relationship at that time as to why you feel that way. And if it's the beginning stages of the relationship, then you may need to reevaluate why you're dating that person in the first place. Okay? When you think of how that person makes you feel, it should be good thoughts. It should be good feelings. Okay? And if not, then you need to ask yourself, why don't I feel good with this person? Why don't I feel romantic when I'm with this person? Why don't I feel sensual and beautiful when I'm with this person? Why don't I feel wanted when I'm with this? Those are the things that you want to feel, right? Or if you don't want to feel that, you need to be asking yourself, why don't I feel the things I want to feel when I'm with that person or when I'm with this person? Okay? So act on your mood. Just as you act on the mood of being upset or angry, if that person makes you feel good, then you should act on that mood as well, just as equally. Okay? Teasing each other. Gosh, I'm kind of going through this list. I have so much more. I hope I can get through all of it. Teasing each other, sending each other sexy text messages, and you know what I'm saying, when you're out stroking each other physically, just like, doing different things that gets them in the mood, but you can't really do anything right there to handle it immediately. You know what I'm saying, when you're out and about. And me, I kind of like to sneak and, maybe grab the penis real slick and easy when we're out in the store or something like that, and just kind of get him aroused and ready. You know what I mean? Why not? If that's who you're dating and that's the dick you're fucking, why not caress him whenever you feel like it? You know what I'm saying? Hey, if you like me, ladies, and you like a nice, good package, you know what I mean? It's nice and thick and manly. Don't you just want to grab it? I don't know. Is that just me? I'm just saying, is that just me? Me, I'll be wanting to touch it. And when I see it, whenever he's standing up, I just start looking at him. I'm like, yes. And he's like, are you looking at my dick? I'm like, hell yeah. I'm looking at that. I'm looking at that dick. And what it can give me is all I'm saying. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Okay, somebody's saying me too. Yes. I love a nice, thick, healthy, Anyway. So, yeah. So what I'm saying is, flirt with your man, tease him. You know what I'm saying? Someone says, okay, teasing. When she says stop, sometimes it means keep going. Sometimes it means stop. Yes, I do understand that. And that's when the effective communication comes into play. You really need to know when your partner is saying, I really need you to stop. I'm not in the mood. I'm irritated right now. I'm not a fan of the mixed signals. Sometimes you really need to pay attention as to what the mood of your partner. I've never really been big on that. I've always been just very watchful of the person that I'm with, and knowing when to be able to, yes, facial expressions is one, yes. When you know that person is going through something, you might want to be careful as to how you tease and play with your partner. It may, what I'm saying, what always works, even if they're not in a good mood. You may not want to grab their penis or be as aggressive, but certain things that will definitely kind of keep you in a safe zone is hugs. We all want a hug, whether it's sexual or non-sexual. Hugs are always good. You know what I'm saying? Just constant physical contact, where it's either a holding of the hand or, fellas, let me tell you one thing that women love. They may not admit it, but just a quick peck on the forehead. Very sexy, very sincere, it's a very soft moment, especially when she's very frustrated and upset. That is something that will quickly calm her down. I'm just trying to tell you. It works for a lot of women. Just a quick peck on the head, just right there. It's that kind of, I feel you, I know what you're going through type of thing. So when there are difficult moments, and even if you are turned on, there are different displays of affection that are safe enough. And it kind of allows your partner to tell you, okay, I want more or I don't want more. So you need to pay attention to those cues, okay? So if they're going through something like a hard time and you are sexual but they are not, there are ways to experience closeness and intimacy that are non-sexual. And that's why I created the list of how to spice up your sexual life without sex. That's why that's important, okay? Teasing each other, and don't forget the power of the smell, the power of scent. That is definitely a way to turn someone on. A nice cologne, scented candles, body oils, spraying the sheets, the bed down, putting oils in your water if you take a nice hot bath. Yes. To this day, I associate certain colognes with a certain guy, even though we're not dating anymore. That's how powerful that is. Because it kind of connects to the memory. Okay. If anybody can remember anything about a partner, a lot of times they can remember the scent of that person, whether it's the natural body odor, whether it's a particular cologne that they are known to wear, even all the way down to the detergent that you like to use when you are washing your clothes. Somebody is going to remember that because something about that is connected to the memory, and they will remember that. Okay, so be mindful of the scent of your body, especially during sex. Sometimes I like to dab a little oil. I'm one of those earthy people, so I'm big on like the frankincense and myrrh type thing. I love to like smell like I'm like straight out of Africa. So, but that's just me. I love natural oils and different things like that. So, I may have, you have those people who just love those types of oils, or you have someone who's big on, a Ralph Lauren or Versace. Everybody has their favorites, you know what I'm saying? So pay attention to that, okay? So we talked about that. How about calling, texting, direct, in the DM? Somebody says, "Oh no, I couldn't say it ain't so." Oh yeah, that's my little thing that I love, because as you can see, I'm the earthy, yeah, I have natural and all that kind of stuff, so I like the earthy scents. Anyway, so calling each other, reminding each other how much I miss you, I love you, I appreciate what you did for me that day, or I appreciate you being in my life. There's nothing wrong with sending a little, positive reinforcement, some encouragement, just letting their partner know that they are appreciated. Like, we can never get tired of that. I can never get tired of you calling me and saying, I miss you, or I thought of you today. I thought about, there was something that I saw on TV, or something that I saw that reminded me of you, and I just wanted to let you know that I was thinking about you. Like, where's the romance? We got to keep the romance alive in these relationships. You know what I'm saying? You have people who are just fucking that do that. It was like, damn, I saw these shoes, and when I saw these shoes, I thought of you. I thought about how sexy it would look if I was fucking you with those shoes on. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Hey, that's all I'm saying. Ooh. Yes, I that one works too. I just want to hear your voice. Yes. If somebody can tell me that on the radio, then your partner can tell you that. Okay. Games. Oh, someone said I had a female call me a punk because I was being considerate. Yeah, that female obviously has some issues. What is that? Like, if she can't appreciate that, then you probably need to move on anyway. Because if that's who you are naturally, if you are just a natural romantic and that partner can't appreciate you, and you know what I'm saying, they calling you a punk, like, what is that? Like, exactly. Someone said I 86 that bitch. Exactly. Like, let her go. Let her go. That's the problem with a lot of women. They are totally emasculating. I totally feel you on that, guys. You got some women out here, they just will not let you be the man. I will let you be the man, honey. Do you. Okay? Do you. That whole calling you a punk and all that, like, what man wants to hear that shit? Like, you need to move on. Like, who are you to call me? Who are you to say how much of a man I really am? I need you to fixate on how to be a woman. Anyway, you got on my soapbox on that one. So yeah, calling each other, games, playing sex games. I have, you got like somebody said, the truth or dare. That's a great game. Leaving love notes, that might seem a little passe or old school, but nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with leaving a letter or typing a little email saying, I know we've been together for a year. I'm really loving this year. This is what you taught me this year. You taught me how to really love myself. Ever since I've been with you, I feel more beautiful. Blah, blah, blah. Nothing wrong with that. It's totally encouraging to a brother. I do understand that there's that element of trust that you have to really do something like that. However, and you may not want to send an email because you feel like you don't want that person to use that against you or have something recorded in that way to use against you later on. I feel you. So find another way to do it. You can write it on a piece of paper and don't sign it. Hey, they know it's from you, and that's all that really matters, okay? So yes, leave notes, all that kind of stuff. And overall, educate yourself about your partner. Understand who they are, what they stand for, what they believe in. different things like that. Educate yourself on your partner. Now, when it comes to how to improve your how to improve your sex life without sex. Okay, how to improve your sex life without sex, or sexual life, excuse me. Sometimes you can have really intimate moments without having sex at all, and the end goal not being to have sex is what I'm saying. Okay, so bathing together, taking a shower. If you're on your way to work and both of you all get up at the same time, or if you just want to be close to your partner, there's nothing wrong with just hopping in the shower and having a great discussion about, what you have planned for the day. Whatever. You don't even have to talk. Just bathe. And make sure you touch each other in some way. A gentle short kiss while you're bathing each other in the shower. So, you bathe your partner and then your partner bathe you. It's just that exchange of closeness. It sounds very simple. It sounds very basic, but at the same time, you never know how that can really encourage closeness in your relationship, is what I'm saying. Okay, it's just a great way to become intimate. And right now, that's what we're talking about when it comes to improving your sexual life without sex. It's really about experiencing varying degrees of intimacy, okay? Because intimacy does not always involve the physical act of sex. So we're talking about bathing together, taking a shower, cooking together, right? So some people say, yeah, we cook together all the time. When I say cook together, I mean make it an event, okay? Like literally go online and search for a particular recipe, like literally discuss, this is what I feel like eating today, or this is, what do you feel like eating today? Well, I feel like eating blah, 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 blah. And you literally go online and you search for a particular recipe to fit what you all want. And when you find the recipe, literally go to the store. Somebody said that's fun. Exactly. Go to the store together. Pick the ingredients together, right? Make it an event. Pick the recipe together. Choose the ingredients together. Cook it together. Like, make it a team effort is what I'm saying. Like, don't share the responsibility of the task. And you can make this a regular thing. You can do it once a week. You can do it. And what's fun about the recipes is that you can switch up. You can be like, this time we're going to make it a dinner. Next time we're going to make it a dessert. Next time it'll be an appetizer. Maybe one time, next time it'll be a movie food. So, you'll pick a recipe and it'll be like an appetizer for a movie. You can change it up, right? And next time it'll be breakfast. So you'll say, okay, this time we're gonna learn how to make an omelet, which includes meats. I mean, whatever, you know what I'm saying? That's fun. You get to know each other. It encourages dialogue between the two of you. And, it's just a great way to become intimate without having sex. You know what I'm saying? And what this does, when you create these ways and you add these different things to these different elements to your relationship, all it does is leads to great sex. That's what it does. It leads to great sex. It leads to great communication, and it leads to an improving and progressing relationship altogether. Okay? So cooking together, yes. And if you don't want to cook in your own home, you also have the option of there is a place. I'm in Atlanta, so there's a place called the Viking Store. And if they still do it, I'm not sure if they do, but they actually offer cooking lessons for couples, which is fun. Now you got an expert, okay, to show you how to cook, a meal that would, there it is. They help you prepare it. They tell you what to do. You do it it's a team effort. It's fun. It gets you out of the house, right? And then not only that, you get to share this experience with other couples. So it's great. Then there's kind of like a competitive type of thing to it, because you got one couple cooking one thing and another couple cooking another. You can get to make some new friends that way. You possibly can meet a new couple and maybe hang out at another event. I mean, there's so many different ways you can do that. So yeah, look into that. Look into businesses that offer cooking classes for couples. It's awesome. And I think they even have it for singles as well. So try that. And then try something new together. Okay. Again, we're talking about how to improve. Somebody says they'll have to see if they have that in California. Exactly. We're talking about how to improve your sexual life without having sex. Try something new, period, as a couple. Wine tasting. As I said before, a cooking class. Do something neither one of you have ever done before. Attend the symphony, theater, something with a little culture. An art festival, a music festival, make it an out of town event, travel out of town to a festival that is specific to that particular city or state. There's one I do want to try. It's in Kentucky. It's the Bourbon Whiskey Tour, right? And it's in Kentucky, and they have like Maker's Mark, which is a well-known whiskey. And they have these other whiskey makers, and it's a tour. You get on a bus, you tour with other people, and you go to these various places, and you do tastings, and they offer a lunch, and it's like a full weekend. How fun is that, right? So make it an out-of-town thing, and it doesn't have to be something really far. I mean, eventually you can gradually progress to like out of the state, then out of the country, whatever. But the purpose is for you to try something new and really explore life and explore and discover each other as individuals. Okay. There's nothing like, a road trip to really get to know your partner. Road trips are the best way to get to know people. To this day, I'm really particular about who is in the car with me when I take a trip, because my thing is, if we're in the car for 7.5, 8 on up hours, I cannot be with anybody that's going to get on my nerves. Okay. And it needs to be somebody who I feel like I can be in a small space, enclosed space with. Because when you're traveling, it ain't like you can get out the car because you got a destination you're trying to reach, right? So it needs to be with someone who I feel is not going to get on my nerves. It's not going to give me any stress, or I'm going to have any anxiety. I'm going to be comfortable. We'll be okay, whatever, so on and so on. So road trips are a great way to really experience a different type of intimacy with your partner and really get to know your partner. Okay, if you are within the first stages of your relationship, like within the first 6 months, a road trip is a must. And pick somewhere where you can like do some touring or something like that. A bed and breakfast will be great for that. That's an awesome thing for couples, by the way. Bed and breakfast is nice. I'm in Atlanta, and I'm close to Georgia. So in Georgia, there are a lot of cabins that are in the mountains, that sort of thing. Try something like that out. I'm telling you, get you a nice cabin with a jacuzzi on the outside and the inside, right at the lake or something like that, with very few electronics, where you are forced to communicate and interact with your partner instead of being on your phone or watching TV or movies. You know what I'm saying? Really make an event out of it. So that's a great way to like really get to know your partner and improve your sexual life. What else do I have on my list here other than that? Oh, here's a good one. Go a full week, or maybe 2, depending on your sex schedule, but go a significant amount of time with no physical sex intentionally. Okay. I had a friend of mine who was experiencing a rough patch in her relationship when it came to sex. Like they were just not intimate. They weren't having any sex at all. Okay. So someone was saying they really wanted to try the bed and breakfast, but don't want to meet other couples. Right. And you don't have to. The last bed and breakfast that I went to, there were other couples there, but we never met them because the bed and breakfast that we were in was 2 levels, and we purposely got the level on the lower, the room, the room on the lower level, and we stayed down there. And the place that we were in had the lower level had its own kitchen, right? And the top level had its own kitchen. So we were able to prepare our meals and do all of that great stuff on the lower level without running into anybody. So that was cool. But that lady who owned the bed and breakfast, she actually offered lunch, and well, she offered breakfast first thing in the morning included in the cost of the room. So, and she was awesome, by the way. Oh, I gotta remember the name of that bed and breakfast. But she offered breakfast in the morning, and there were other couples there, so it was cool to be able to say, okay, I guess I'll go, you know, you know, talk lightly with the other couples. And we did. And then we went back to our little space, which was awesome. So that's when you pick your bed and breakfast, make sure you understand the environment of it, where it is. Are there going to be other people there? Because I think the place that we went to had a winery attached to it. So it was awesome. Okay. So that's what you want to look into. And then you, of course, when it comes to cabins, you can always rent a 1-bedroom cabin. That way you won't have to, you know, that sort of stuff. Anyway, so back to the suggestion I was making before. If you are a couple and you are experiencing a lack of intimacy or a lack of sex, I suggest you go 1 to 2 weeks with no sex at all. And during that 1 or 2 weeks, I would say really focus on getting to know each other. Okay? So no nagging. If you typically nag or complain, none of that. And make it a point to say something positive every day to your partner. And it doesn't have to be some cheesy bullshit like, you know, I love you, right? You know, I don't want to be with anyone. No. Be very specific. Be very specific. It could be, you know, when I first met you, I really loved when you blah, 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 blah. Or I really love, because there has to be something that attracted you to that person in the first place. And what I want you to do is really focus on what originally attracted you to that person. Okay? And during this time, what you're going to do is you're going to learn about yourself, and you're going to learn about your partner as well, because you won't have sex to default on, or you won't have that expectation. So you can literally team up with your partner and say, we're not going to do sex for 2 weeks. And instead, we're going to focus on being intimate with each other without sex. And we're going to say good things to each other. We're going to encourage each other. We're not going to nag. We're going to set aside, 20 to 30 minutes in the day to literally have conversation. No phone, no TV, eye to eye. We're talking to each other. Okay? And I suggested that to my friend that was having, and I gave her some other stuff to do because there was some other information that she gave me that let me know, okay, maybe you should do this, and do that. And it turned out to work out great for her. I think after the week or 2 weeks that they did this, they ended up having the best sex afterwards. So if you want me to tailor make a regimen for you when it comes to something like that, feel free to email me, noniayanashow@gmail.com, and I can do that for you. But that's basically what I did for her. Sometimes 1 or 2 weeks with intentionally not having sex can have that help you get that build up of wanting to be sexually close with your partner because it hasn't happened. And you literally, all the things I suggested to her for her to do, all it did was build up sexual tension up until that point is what it did, because the focus wasn't on the sex anymore. The focus became about them as individuals, and the focus was on the relationship itself. Okay, so that was really my goal of helping her. So sometimes not having sex at all can be one of the best benefits for a relationship that is struggling. Okay, especially if you're used to using sex, it's kind of, especially if it's gotten boring and all that kind of stuff, right? So that you have that there. Giving more hugs, more kisses, more touching. Making a point to have physical contact on a regular basis with your partner. Okay? So it's like anytime you are with them, you want to touch them in some way. Some type of literally physical closeness with your partner is a great way to keep that ongoing sensuality going, that ongoing appreciation, physical intimate appreciation for your partner. That's a great way to do it. And it's really simple. Just a kiss in the morning before they leave or whenever you see each other. A hug, a kiss, a slight touch on the hand, on the shoulder, a caress against, the face. And just simple things like that. There's so many ways to touch a person without it being just outright sexual. Just to let that person know that I need to touch you, and keep it going. Because when you stop touching each other, to me, that's a sign of distance. You know what I'm saying? It's a sign of we're starting to draw apart. So it's a way to stay close, okay? Yeah, someone says warm, tingly feeling, exactly. It just gives you that feeling of I'm still wanting, I'm still wanted. My partner still desires me in some way. And to keep that up, I know it's work. And sometimes you just have to think about it, because sometimes we get so caught up in ourselves, we get so caught up in life and in jobs and responsibilities and bills and children for some of us, that we tend to forget the people that we really, really love the most. You know what I'm saying? We have to keep those people in tune with who we are, and that's one way to do it, by physical closeness. Even those who are not romantically, who we are not romantically involved with, even if we just regular people, parents and children, sometimes they just need to be touched. We need that physical closeness. Okay, we it's called skin hunger. Sometimes we just have to have it in order to keep that feeling of being alive, of being wanted, that sense of validation. Okay, and some people may not admit to it, but we do need it. We need it. It gives us that the ability to thrive, especially in environments where we are stressed and we have things going on that tend to wear on us and tear us down. We need that. Okay, so more hugs and kisses and more touching. Okay, another way to improve your sexual life: meditation and yoga. The reason why I say meditation and yoga is because both of those really train you on how to mentally prepare yourself, to mentally discipline yourself, to put your mind in different places and spaces. You know what I'm saying? It causes you, it helps you to focus. So that's why I say meditation and yoga, and it helps relieve stress. Anytime we are stressed or we have things going on with us where we tend to become distant from our loved ones, we need to find ways to relieve that stress. Okay? And that's why I say meditation and yoga, because meditation helps us to focus on the positive. It helps us to focus on the future and things that we can do and things that we want to do. Those things that make us feel good. We can focus on those things that make us feel good. Okay? Pleasant feelings, happy feelings, happy moments and memories, and being in a happy space. This is why it's important to be in spaces and around people that give us positive vibes and energy. Okay? If you are in a space, if you are around people that tend to cause you stress, then you need to either eliminate those people or figure out why those people are causing you stress, or why you tend to be stressed when you are in that environment or around those people. Okay? Because life overall really needs to be a continuous state of progression. It really shouldn't be to the point where you are continuously upset, depressed, mad, sad about what's going on with you or the people around you. Okay? And if you really want to live a life of a productive life, a healthy life, then you need more positive energy in your life. Okay? Whew. Great stuff for the year end. I hope you take this into 2016. I really do. So meditation and yoga. Other things that people do, they go to the strip club, or they do the strip tease at home. I've never seen a man turn down their woman wanting to dance with them at the house. You know what I'm saying? So get your favorite lingerie and go to Victoria's Secrets, or wherever you get your lingerie, and buy something really sexy and look sexy and dance for your partner. You know what I'm saying? And it's fun. Someone says I laugh. It is fun. It's fun. You can laugh. It's playful. Even if she doesn't know how to dance, the fact that she's willing to do this for her partner, he probably loves it. All the stuff that he thinks is all the stuff that you may think as a woman is funny, he probably is back there with a hard dick and ready to fuck. All I'm saying, okay? The fact that you are bent over and you are willing to tease and, and titillate him, he's like, hell yeah, he loves it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, do something fun and adventurous and something out of your comfort zone to like really let your partner know, I am willing to do this for you because I love you and I trust you and I want us to truly enjoy each other. That's what you're saying, and that's the message he's getting, that she's willing to do this for me, and I see she's uncomfortable, and all he's gonna want to do is plow your pussy. Period. Okay. So striptease at home, acting out a fantasy. You know, if your fantasy is whatever it is, you know, talk about it and say, how can I fulfill your fantasy? Like, your partner would love nothing more than to be your fantasy. Okay. The fantasy is what everyone thinks of. It's that attention getter. You know what I'm saying? It's the one thing that everybody has that they feel like they cannot have. And for your partner to fulfill your fantasy, that is an awesome experience that is that wonderful thing to experience. Phone sex, love some good phone sex. Nothing like, both people masturbating on, both ends of the phone, and we both come and orgasm, and, say we hang up and go to sleep. Those are for those people that don't live together, you know what I'm saying? That's an awesome, sexy thing to experience. Not only is it the fact that you have your partner on the phone and you're naughty, it also allows you to really use your imagination. You know what I'm saying? And you can just really dream your way to coming, right? So yes, pillow talk, talking nasty in bed, talking dirty in bed, saying all those naughty, nasty words that you probably feel so embarrassed to say anywhere else, but you can totally say that with your partner. That is an awesome, awesome, awesome thing. Somebody's saying, I can't stop laughing. So those are my things, and I want to quickly go through the ones for the single people. So single people, if you're out there, if you want to, how to be sexual without sex and you don't have a partner, one of the suggestions that I have for many, many single women is photography. Yes, do a nude or partially nude photo shoot. Okay? Nothing like getting in front of the camera and totally surprising yourself and totally exploring yourself and challenging yourself to be nude in front of the camera. I mean, it's incredibly exhilarating, and I know many women that have done it. I've been posing nude ever since I was 18, so it's not necessarily a new thing for me. And by the way, if you live in Atlanta and you're interested in posing nude and you want a trustworthy source, you can go to my personal photographer, Mr. Maurice Evans. You can go to his website, mauriceevans.com, and he has great photography. He is a visual artist by trade. He also does photography. Someone says, no pictures please, I'm not into being recorded in any way. Totally understand that. But those who are willing to dare themselves and try and really go out on a limb and be risky and risque at the same time, a nude photo shoot or partially nude can be a great way to really get to love your body. Yeah, I understand social media messed that up. They did mess that up for a lot of people, and that's why I am offering my personal photographer, because I trust him. He's been in photography for many, many, many years, probably over 20 years, and he's very good, and I trust him. MauriceEvans.com if you want to look him up. So a photographer, we said posing nude, finding a special bra or panty set that you feel sexy in, not necessarily to impress your lover, but just to wear to bed, just to feel sexy, is a great way. A great hot bath, in getting all the works, the scented oils, the candles, and body scrub, and scrubbing every part of your body with the body scrub, and really feeling yourself and feeling your skin and getting to know your body. That's a great way. Reading a sexy book, yes. A selfie date, like literally getting dressed up and going out by yourself, going to the bar and just enjoying yourself is a great way to build confidence. Masturbation, of course, I am a big, big fan of masturbation. I've heard of people literally setting the scene for masturbation as well. Like they dim the lights and they put on, they satin sheets and they go all out for masturbation. So if that's what you want to do, it's just you. By all means, do what you want to do. Okay. Here's one: hanging out at the bar alone and making it a goal to meet one or two new people as a friend, not as a potential date. You're not looking for dates. You're just making new friends. Okay. I'm going to end the show with a daily reflection. Hold on. I'm going to get my book here. And this is how I knew I was aligned with the universe, because I realized that I had not been doing my daily reflections like I said I was going to do at the beginning of the year. And I totally forgot all about that. But I have this book called Mirror of Intimacy, Daily Reflections on Emotional and Erotic Intelligence. It's a beautiful book, right? Beautiful book. And the reason why I say I know I was in line with the universe is because when I chose the day today, because I haven't done it in like months. School was like a major distraction for me. And I pulled open the book and went to this exact day, and lo and behold, it is literally the reflection for the day in this book is exactly what fits the topic of the evening. So I was like, wow, that is amazing. So hold on, let me do some serious multitasking real quick, and I'm going to do my reflection, and I'm going to let you go. I'm trying to think of, let's see here. I'm trying to think of, gosh, what is her name? I can't think of my music here. Dang it. Here we go. I'm trying to get my my music ready for when I end the show. So anyway, so here's my daily reflection, okay? Take note. All right, and this is the book again if you ever want to get it, and it's literally based on the premise of getting to know your sexual self, okay? And I'm going to read this, and I'm going to leave you for the evening. So it says, for December the 27th, when we come to the knowing that we actually want what we already have, we arrive at a new vista of appreciation. We are bombarded daily by media messages that something better awaits us out there. Usually, though, purchasing something new or through the fantasy that we'd be better off with a new partner. Breeding chronic dissatisfaction with what we have and chronic lust for what we don't is one of the engines that drive addiction, because more of anything, even something great, is just never enough. This permanent feeling of lack wears down our healthy recognition that we're perfectly imperfect, good enough as we are, and that our partners are unique and lovable as they are. Appreciation is the antidote to the false feelings of chronic deprivation. If you treat yourself poorly because you think you aren't good enough, pretty enough, physically fit enough, then you're out of appreciation for yourself and your own unique beauty. If you judge your partner as not enough in one way or another, then you're out of appreciation for how irreplaceable she or he is. Here are your daily healthy sex acts for you to do, okay? Number 1, each day tell your partner one thing you appreciate about him or her. Number 2, if you're not in a relationship, make a list of all the things you appreciate about yourself and share those attributes with others by putting them into action. For example, if you appreciate your sense of humor, make someone laugh today. Number 3, take time to appreciate your family members, the life you have, and the world around you. Don't waste time waiting for some future jackpot. Appreciate the bounty you already have. Wasn't that wonderful? And so appropriate. So, this has been a wonderful evening. Thank you all for joining me. It's been a learning experience for both me and hopefully for you. This is the last show, technically, for 2016, and it's been an eye-opening, challenging year for me, and I am looking to have a successful year for 2016. I'm hoping to take Insight with Noni Ayana to a new level of journalism, to a new level of viewership, of participation when it comes to the audience and my insiders. Please make sure that you subscribe to my website, insightwithnoniayana.com, where you will receive all of the up and coming events for next year. I'm looking to fill up my calendar. Just as this year I had a night with Noni Ayana, and I plan on doing that again in March, and that was great. It's in Atlanta, and everybody left with something. I had condoms and lube all over the place, and I had liquor infused cupcakes. It was awesome. It was catered. The catering was great. It was a great night. So I'm looking to have even bigger participation for this year, 2016. So yeah, yes. All right. And someone says, I'll speak the word and get more people to join Periscope. Yes, please do so. I love Periscope. It is wonderful interacting with you all. So I am going to say, I have to say good night. It's been wonderful. So I want to say be you and be safe, be sexy,